but let me share this with you. If you don't have a lot of money, like most people nowadays, LinkedIn they're not going to show you this. Microsoft doesn't want you to know this. Okay. So you want to belong to as many groups as possible. So when you go to your groups, these are all the different groups that I belong to. Feel free if you want to jump on those. And let me show you why you want to belong to as many groups as possible. You don't just want security groups. You want IT groups. You want to do left and right, all different layers of people that you're interested in to cover through them. But why that's important is you only get so many emails before you have to pay. And usually it goes in the scenario where it's like, oh, I want to talk to Emily. So I got to click and do a connection to Emily unless I use an email. It may take a second here. I just got to find. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because they don't want you to know. Okay, finally I find this. Here's the second guy. Don't know this dude.
Yep.
From Shinola here, but I can copy his stuff. We're in one group together. I can click on that group. I can go show all members. There's 600 and some thousand members. And then I can put dude's name in here and I can immediately send him an email. It doesn't cost me anything. So now if I'm going after a job or I want to like, hey, Mark, you're working at a company I'm going for, I don't necessarily need to go to Mark and ask for sex right away. I can go to Mark and basically say, hey, you and I have something in common. How do you like working at where you're working, and do a little social engineering for good before I ask for something.
Now, I want to show you what he just did right there. So what he's saying is, if you don't have LinkedIn Premium, which costs $50 a month, he is teaching you the hack. See, when you work with these smart people, they move really, really fast. You need to follow quickly. He's teaching you a hack where he talked about networking with people, right? So you go on LinkedIn, you join as many groups as you can. Now,
I probably didn't even do a very good job, since if I didn't realize the audience is that when you go to LinkedIn and you have a first connection, you'll see their network. If it's gray, you can't look in it. But if there are people that will have it blue, let's see, Bridget. So Bridget's blue. Now I, as a first connection, can click in her network. And these are all her first, second connections to me.
So just by building your network with different groups of people, now you can see the people that they are connected to first connection. Those are your mutual connections, right? And
so think about what Felix said about books is increases your value. So does your network.
Your network is your net worth.
Because the more people you're connected to on LinkedIn, the wider view of things that you get to see in the market, the more first and second connections to jobs that you can then go to, hey, Matthew, you and I are first connections. I know I haven't talked to you in a while. Or, hey, so-and-so, would you put in a good word? And I have these skills. Would you mind sharing my resume to somebody? So remember, at least in America, I don't know what it's like in Europe or Africa, and I apologize to be selfish with my comments, is that a lot of companies will offer referral bonuses because they're not paying agency fees. So if you get introduced internally before you apply, once you apply, nobody can help you. But if all of a sudden I went to Matthew, saw a job, played a little game and made him feel comfortable with me, and I said, hey, Matthew, I saw this job. Would you mind sending me a resume? Matthew is most likely going to send the resume, because if I get hired, he gets a bonus.
Did you guys hear what the guy just said? The man just told you this. Listen, most organizations, they give referral bonuses. I got a job. The person that referred me got $20,000, Joe. And they did not even give me $100. Nothing. I didn't know till I got into the company. I'm like, dang. So listen, what he's trying to tell us is, if you go on LinkedIn and you network with the people, you build your connection with the people, when they have a job and then you reach out to them and say, hey, you know what? I am in this class, or I'm in this, I see there's this job posting. Can you help me refer me to this job? It is good for them because they are going to get a bonus. And then you bypass the HR firewall.
If you apply through the internet first, the odds of that person that you may or may not know, or let's just say at that company, is not going to do anything for you because they don't want to deal with HR or recruiting unless they get some sort of get, right? I mean, they may pass along to be nice, but that's why they have to be the one to first submit your stuff. Don't submit your resume and then go to somebody, because there's no incentive for them to follow through with it.